And we're back. So next episode of Hero Call is transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail, basic and me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and even art. Oh, comments, the response comments. I don't even against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning: if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and click off the video and go watch something else. Do not lie and say this hate speech to my videos because there is no hate speech to my videos. It's speech you hate. Let's do a story. And also, it's good. Important to get vaccinated so you can help stop the spread of germs. If you get sick, then vaccinated helps you out because it basically helps your body fight whatever disease you're dealing with. Let's continue on here with the that up there. The um, hate mail, and they check out some of the Nazi for fan art. Still loading. Great. Oh, it's in there. It's in there. See a lot of different things in here. Is the dentist? The dentist seems to be doing special non-dental procedures with Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. Kind of liking that. She's kind of cute. You with her hook hand. Well, Chloe Carmichael all grown up. Trudy all grown up. Trixie all grown up. Vicky, super hot looking, all grown up. Yeah. I'm gonna say that too because people trying to find out anything. Oh boy, so many hot girls. Gara is amazing. I have to say he is. Yes, Wanda enjoying the sight of a massive penis. I do like seeing that. She's freaking cute. Yeah. And there's Gretchen Gunner herself looking all kinds of hot, all grown up. And it's Vanelli. Oh my goodness. And emotions, envy, sadness, and disgust. Wow. Yeah. They are so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna just enjoy that as I continue on with the hate mail. Let's see here. Some overlap is important to do so we can don't miss anything. Like I said, a person in all caps says, "You're correct. Science effing backs genders people up and says they have the physical brain of the gender they identify as through lies." Sometimes they do, but most likely they do not. And who cares then if it's a brain? Because it's a brain. Yeah, if you're saying I'm a female but you're born with testicles, you're not. You're lying. I'm a male but you're born with ovaries. You're lying. So lying about your biological sex. That's right. Let's see here. Effing backs people. Identify as through lies. Do some actual effing research that we like. Get off this channel and engage. Let people live their dang lives through lies. I know. I'll do research. I have done research. And I say, "Here gosh." So someone else says, "Here gosh, you are wrong." No proof. That is a fact. That is a fact. You are wrong. No proof. Please take some time to educate yourself through lies. Nope, I'm not doing that. Being trans is word in science through lies. It's not. Just because you fail to recognize that doesn't mean it's not real through lies. And I say I agree that being trans is all science. The problem is that being trans means that you don't like what science says about you. The ovaries are considered the female gonads. Female. I'm sorry. Wikipedia. Dang it. Always be a mark. Always be an issue. Wikipedia. After the Yasuke situation, yeah, we don't use Wikipedia. Yeah, Wikipedia. So anything born with them is considered female, and they hate that because of confusion of what they think being female means. Go Wikipedia. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh. The Yasuke situation, for those that don't know, was Assassin's Creed Shadows was based. First of all, here's the issue with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Shadows was one of the worst Assassin's Creed games I believe ever, for lots of reasons. The main reason is they decided to take fiction from fan fiction, basically, of a character, a person who's barely mentioned in history, Yasuke, one of the only black people ever documented in Japan during the feudal era. Uh, he was a slave, sold to Oda Nobunaga, and basically became a servant slash showpiece. Oda Nobunaga gave him samurai armor and a sword and money and land and things, and he worked for Oda Nobunaga. There was other stories where Oda Nobunaga would have parties with sumo wrestlers and others, give them swords and armor and money and land and things like that too. So he was rich and powerful. He was rich and powerful shogun. He was very awesome, and he basically just liked to do that kind of stuff. But that's how that was. You know, the guy was a slave, okay? And became a servant of Oda Nobunaga's. But then eventually, Nobunaga was betrayed and killed. Betrayed and basically had no choice but to end it all, or he was killed. I don't know exactly what happened, but he eventually was dead. He was sold. Yasuke was sold back to the people who sold him to Oda Nobunaga, and that's the last we hear of him. Hopefully, he had a good life. He had himself a good life. And stuff like that. But we don't know. But some loser decided to write a book, a fan fiction book, saying that Oda Nobunaga, that Yasuke was a real actual samurai, and that he was amazing and awesome, the best samurai ever, and basically all kinds of other things that there's no historical record for. And basically, after writing that book and getting bunches of money from people and grifting and all kinds of stuff like that, there were people that believed him. Sorry to actually try to put that on Wikipedia. There was a Wikipedia war, let's say. People were like, hey, no, that's not fact. You can't put that on there, but you can. You can alter Wikipedia's stuff. So that's why I don't use Wikipedia anymore. Not really. Sometimes it will, because it'll be like, oh, what is this show called? What is what is this character from the show called? But just not for real history. I'll go find other things, other places to go instead of that. That's how that works. So yeah, but here's the issue: Assassin's Creed Shadows. What they did was, instead of being like, okay, that stuff is some bullcrap, let's not use it. Let's stick with being historically accurate-ish. They actually made Yasuke the main character of their show, pretty much, of their game. There was also Nawe, a female ninja, bandit person, which didn't exist in real life, but still, again, they made her one of the main characters as well, and gave her the story they would eventually reuse from Goseote. If you find any comments if you don't believe that. But still, that's actually what happened. They made these two characters that were not historically accurate at all, and then threw him into a strange hodgepodge of Japan and China and weird stuff. And yeah, it was really weird. I don't know if they even have the stuff from the Assassin's Creed in there, like the Animus. Which is basically the Matrix based off of the DNA of the people who were plugged into it. There's issues with me. I'm wondering what does all this have to do with the battle between the assassins and the Templars? I don't know. Not much going on there. They made a game because they were angry about what happened to George Floyd, and that sucks. But they should have just had a black screen with white text saying "in honor of George Floyd," or something like that. Instead of trying to make a weird fanfiction game and calling it Assassin's Creed, it's not. So yeah, that's what's going on there with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's not good. Wikipedia war, and that's why I don't like using Wikipedia anymore. But yeah, let's continue on here with more stuff. Then another page, I say, someone says, if she just needs to learn to accept his or her body, why do you come to skip people still get plastic surgery? And I say, they also need to learn to accept aspects of their body. Everyone needs to work on that. And someone says, it seems like you recently heard about statistics of trans people. I was just watching videos and hearing stories from trans people. I do. And then it shows off what's going on. Really, they're getting it wrong. It's important to understand how they feel and where they come from before taking a stance. Read more. And I say, I have seen many stories of people who believe they're trans have told about their existence. They all are the same. They're all the same. They always say, I always don't know it's different from others. But it's not because they are trans. It's because they are different from others. They're unique individuals. The problem is, I think someone with the body they have can't think like them. Well, they obviously can. Surgery won't fix things. Deception won't fix things. Only to the truth will. That is the body you get, and you have to learn to accept it. Not like it, not love it, but understand that's it. That is it for you. And so it says, colors. I hope that one day you will be able to look past this comment with a new mindset. No, we're good. For now, don't push these harmful through truth view ideas on people who are just trying to be who they are through lies. And it validates their feelings because they're lies and doesn't do any good for anyone through lies. You know, I say it doesn't. You know, when you say that a person can't fly, you know, but someone's like, but I really want to. Yeah, that hurts their feelings. So don't tell them they can't fly. You know, don't believe they fall off a roof and die, you know, or get horribly injured or whatever. That's their deal, right? You know, that's true care, right? I know. And I say if they're being who they are, then we don't need to transitioning. You know. And so it's like, yeah, children shouldn't become adults either. They should just accept who they are. I laugh my butt off. I say children will eventually become adults. It's better to accept it now. That's what's going on. So the said, I will eventually become male, says a female. And I'm going to accept it now. And I say, no, you're not. You're never will be female. The female will never become male. A male will never become female. It's not happening. Here's some research for you to read. That's wrong. Talk about trans people. I suggest you not send WikiLeaks. That's pretty simple considering there are wiki page for gender dysphoria trans people do. So the Wikipedia links for transgender exists alongside the wiki links for what is actually male is actually female. So don't use the same site because there's stuff that disagrees with you. You know, that talks about other stuff. It doesn't work. It's like saying, oh, the dictionary has a definition of the trans people. You say dictionary has a definition of what a male is and what a female is, but there's a definition of what the definition of what trans people are. So yeah, don't use the dictionary. Well, yeah, I'm sorry, using it. Continue on. Using it. Here links. Fun educating yourself. Read more. And so it's hey, I have a question. I want to reply to the other person saying trans people are confused with scientific links, saying that trans people do exist and are right through lies. My reply doesn't understand though. If you have a filter in the comments, the hiding comments from spam, could you accept or hide my comment if possible? If you don't want to, again, that's totally fine too. I just want to ask. Just someone else. You know, my comment section's open. Because I will, accept all comments. And let's go. I want to talk with them. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.